Good day, open hearts, and thank you for being here at the Shell Energy. In the car of the Shell Energy. So I just wanted to get this out. So I didn't want to wait till I get home or I get to the studio. Today is one KAME. Is the tercena of KAME. And a lot of people are like afraid of KAME because it's an wall of death. But to me, KAME is an wall of transformation. Remember, nothing truly dies. Everything transforms. So we just go to a wheel of transformation through our journey. So KAME is also the Nawal that carries our ancestors, So when we are celebrating this tercena, our ancestors are going to be much more close to us. We will be able to hear them easier and receive support as well. I like to say our ancestors are just us, really. But I just wanted to make sure you are not concerned about the KAME Nawal, the KAME tercena, because a lot of people say this is the Nawal of death. Yes, it brings huge transformation, especially because tomorrow is Solstice. So tomorrow, and we begin with KAME, and then tomorrow is Ke. So the legend says, the twins went to the underworld to bring back the light. And tomorrow is the day that we, in this part of the world, we start seeing a little more light. But the light is not outside of us. The light is inside of us. That's something we need to always remember. And sometimes, throughout the day, things happen and we forget. But the light is not outside of us. The divinity, the connection with source is not outside of us. It's, like I said many times, it's not up in the cloud. It's not on the tree. It's not in a tortilla picture, something, like a piece of toast. And I'm not saying there are not incredible signs in our path, that we can see the toast and we can see the license plate talking to us, or the song that just come up in the radio. We are the creators of our journey. Of course, we have all these symbols that that we throw to ourselves because we are creating the journey. And as we pay attention to the symbols, we can discern the path in a much higher way, a much easier way, according to the lessons we decided to come and learn and experience. But back to KAME. KAME is the Nawal of transformation. And this tercena, you really gonna have to be like with your eyes closed and like this to not see the opportunities that are going to come for achieving like really huge growth, like gigantic leaps of faith that you're going to be presented with. So when we see a leap of faith in front of us, you might feel like you're gonna die. Okay, that's why it's called leap of faith. So some people might feel like I'm gonna die, and some people actually will transition, will use this tercena with the Nawal of transformation, of transfiguration, to transition, because it's a tercena that has so much light. There's so much light that it calms the fears of the physical body when we transition, because that's what happens when we transition. The physicality holds so much fear from belief systems and teachings and that about death that are not in accordance with natural transfiguration, the natural way of transitioning, which is just a continuation. But because of all these belief systems, we hold all this fear in our bones, in our muscles, in our tissue. So death could feel very scary. So this tercena, of course, because it's so filled with light, a lot of people may use it to transition because it will be easier. It will feel lighter. But the amount of opportunities for transformation are going to be really big, and the leap of faith are going to be there for all of us to jump if we decide to jump. What is coming really strong with this tercena is, and I'm not talking about the red pill and the blue pill, because I mean, that's just so crazy to me. I don't know, it doesn't ring with me. It might be okay with you, it's okay, it's not wrong, but there's going to be more opportunities to ask questions to yourself, like when you see yourself in the mirror and you look at the person in the mirror and you see yourself and says, is this the person that is in charge of my journey? Or you know, or who am I? What am I? What I come here for? You know, and you already know what I feel. I feel we are divinity. We are God. We are Godhood. We are God experiencing a human body in a human experience. So we are part of God. Like, this is your hand, and then, you know, this is the finger that is part of your hand. It's here. It's definitely, it's not, you don't see it, you see the finger. You cannot see the finger without the hand. And even if you don't have a finger, there are phantom feelings, you know, you can still feel the finger. So it's like God. You cannot be separated. You can never be separated, because we are of God. We're part of God. So a lot of people might feel this pain, and that is, I feel, the original pain, the original sin, the separation, the illusion of separation, because we could never be separated. Okay, as long as you know, we're moving through the universe with a physical body of a human or any other you know, sentient being, we're still part of, you know, source and the divine. But this tercena will sometimes, when you look in the mirror and say, you know, is this the person that is in charge? This is the person that is in charge of making the daily choices. Or you can understand, you can realize, there is a realization that it is more than what is looking at you in the mirror. You know, that behind your eyeballs, there is this divinity that has always been there. Okay, when you're 7 years old, it was not the same image in the mirror. It was a different image, but it was the same divinity behind your eyeballs. And I think I'm repeating myself. I said this before in many videos. You are that constant light that is in your whole and behind your eyeballs. That's the easiest way that I can explain it. That's how I comprehend it, and that's how I have seen it. There is this divinity that animates, that is leaving you. You are being lived, you know, you are being lived. You think you make your choices, but you are really not. And sometimes, yeah, we are at the level of the ego. We make the choices, and the ego, again, is, I don't feel is a bad thing. It's just like a computer program that we have so that we can experience the amnesia of having no clue whatsoever who we truly are. So that program is the cap, you know, it doesn't allow. So once you start experiencing the difference between being on your highest knowing and being on an ego knowing, you start feeling that it's easier to navigate. And that was 2021, that how you start navigating with your intuition, with your higher intuition, your highest guidance. So then what I do, and I have told you many times, I put the ego like a kid, strap in the back seat of the car, buckle and stay there with love and appreciation, have him sit there and navigate with my highest authority present, okay, with the authority of my diamond heart. And that's how I recommend you navigate, not just this tercena, but the whole next year coming through. Because if it's a year of the heart, it could be painful. Remember, what opens our hearts sometimes the fastest, the quickest, the those moments of aha, is sometimes is a very deep pain. But through pain, we experience suffering, and again comes courage. And everyone has the capability to bring forth courage. When you wake up in the morning, you need courage to put your feet down on the ground. So I know you have courage in your field. So, which is exciting, because when we allow the heart to be the navigating feature, the navigating eyes, you see everything through the eyes of the heart. All next year, you're going to experience everything very much, on your heart. You're going to embrace everything. The more you fight it, the more you persist, fight something, the more difficulty you're gonna have embracing it. And that's what the heart is for. If it's presenting, it's to embrace it, to forgive it, to assimilate it, to integrate it. Because if it's in front of you, it's because something in your field rings the bell to that tone. If you have heart walls, people that build those walls around your heart, this is the Tersena is going to begin taking down the walls, giving you opportunity to take down the walls. And like I said, some people might decide to just leave their physicality because it's difficult it's maybe too painful to clear their heart center and their walls. But I feel this Tersena, it's a Tersena to pay attention, because it begins deep transformation within our hearts, and deep transformation brings forth a lot of realignment between your masculinity and your femininity. Those two frequencies that dance all the time, they're always dancing together. So this is the Tersena that will bring you a lot of opportunities to be in your heart and see everything with the eyes of the heart. And through the year coming up, pretty much that's gonna be the challenge, to make sure that you see everything with the eyes of the heart. And with that, it's not like you're going to it's not like a boyfriend type of love. It's a universal love. It's a more collective love, that you understand everybody's in their own journey, and that you don't judge and don't criticize. You just understand that is the experience they need for their growth, and they make their own choices, and you respect that. We are not here to educate anybody. Like I said, Shell Studio is not a school. Shell Studio, I am not a guru, not a teacher. I talk from the 55 years of experience that I have been in this plane. And I'm always saying, self-forgiveness is all forgiveness is self-forgiveness, because that was the gate that just opened the flood through me. I understood so much more as when I started doing forgiveness work. Everything just kind of opens up to you once you start letting go, because if you understand that this is an experience that you're creating moment by moment every day, if you are the creator, how can then life not happen for you, right? So if life is not happening for you, how can anybody do anything that is not in accordance with the plan? And I know I'm gonna get a lot of people like, oh my god, but I'm just talking from my experience, right? And yes, my experience of terrible, very dark moments that I overcame, because I understand that this is not real. This is a weaving that we're doing of time and space, and our story that we came here to live as I'm here to live as Yanina, as God as an expression of Yanina. And this is the journey. And somebody else is, John, living the journey. God It's God expressing as John or Claudia or, Colleen or whoever. But they are all different expressions of God, and we are creating those expressions. That's what I feel we are here for. We serve to express our divinity as the pieces of the puzzle that we can. And who we are is like the hand, okay? We are part of Source. We are part of the whole. So we cannot be separated. And what we are Source, because when you cut a little piece of pie, the pie still has all the ingredients of the big pie. Okay, so that's what we are. We are Source. We are the divine in body. And the more we allow that knowing to settle in and to ground into our fields, the more we awake. And that is the journey. And this is the KAME Tercena. The KAME Tercena is the one that's going to bring a lot of opportunities for people to come to the next level of awakening. Remember, you are not in charge of waking up anybody. The best you can do is be the best you can be. Okay, ground on your anchor in your field, the knowingness of who you truly are. And by just being, like I said before, you create the waves, and the waves come back and forth like that, and they will assist the collective, and they will assist you, because when the waves come back with something to match what you put out. So we'll continue to help you grow. But anyway, with that, let me see, I might do another video, because KAME is so big, and I feel like a lot of people are afraid of KAME and misinterpret KAME because it's the Nahual of death, but see it as the Nahual of transformation. Okay, so with that, I leave you. Thank you so much for coming with your open heart and open mind. Thank you for your shares, likes, and subscribes. Remember, we are the angels. We are divinity. We are Source Light, awakening in this journey. Okay, divine blessings. Namaste.